right. Good evening and welcome to the City Council swearing-in ceremony and meeting of July 5th, 2022. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Councilmember Studley, who is absent. Councilmember Schuler.
Here.
Councilmember Lynn.
Here.
Councilmember Hall.
Here.
Councilmember Tortorello.
Here.
Councilmember Foreman is absent. Councilmember Peacock.
Here.
Mayor Clark is absent. And Mayor Pro Tem Holman.
Here. All right. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We've got a couple items on the agenda tonight. Our first item is going to be administering the oaths of office to and seating of Mayor-elect Larry Heikkila, Councilmember-elect Lauren Schuler for Ward 2, Councilmember-elect Helen Grant for Ward 4, Councilmember-elect Elizabeth Foreman for Ward 6, and Councilmember-elect Matthew Peacock for Ward 8. I want to recognize Judge Balkman to administer the oath of office to Mayor-elect Heikkila. Okay. Thank you all. I also want to recognize Judge Nichols to administer the oaths of office to the council member-elects.
Valuable thing
any money or valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
of
of any act or duty pertaining to my office
any act pertaining to my office
other than the compensation allowed by law. I further swear that I will faithfully discharge my duties as council member to the best of my ability. I declare you sworn and seated to the office of council member for the city of Norman. Helen Grant. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Helen Grant,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and that I will not knowingly receive,
and I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or any valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will discharge my duties
I will discharge my duties
as council member to the best of my ability.
as council member to the best of my ability.
I declare you duly sworn and seated as council member to the city of Norman. Speak up. I state your name.
I, Matt Peacock,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and that I will not knowingly receive,
and that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to the office,
of any act or duty pertaining to the office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as council member for the city of Norman.
as council member for the city of Norman.
I declare you duly sworn and seated as council member for the city of Norman.
Thanks, sir.
Item 2, election of mayor pro tem. I'll entertain a motion to nominate Councilmember Peacock as mayor pro tem. Do I
Second.
have a second?
Second?
Thank you, sir. The motion on the floor is to approve the nomination of Councilmember Peacock as mayor pro tem. Council members, you may cast your votes.
No problem. So the motion on the floor is to nominate Councilmember Peacock as mayor pro tem. Councilmember Schuler? Sorry. Councilmember Lynn?
Aye.
Councilmember Grant?
Yes.
Councilmember Tortorello?
Yes.
Councilmember Peacock?
Yes.
Councilmember Holman?
Yes.
And Mayor Heikkila.
Yes.
The vote passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item 3. In that, sir, I'd like to tell you that I very much appreciate your humility, your statesmanship, and your generosity to second with Councilmember Peacock. I really appreciate that greatly. Item 3, election is a representative and an alternate representative to the Oklahoma Municipal League Board of Directors. I'll entertain a motion to nominate Mayor Heikkila as representative, Councilmember Schuler as alternate representative of the Oklahoma Municipal Board of Directors.
So moved?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Motion on the floor is to approve the nomination of Mayor Heikkila as a representative and Councilmember Schuler as an alternate representative of the Oklahoma Municipal Board of Directors. Council members, you may cast your votes.
All right. think we will go ahead and do a roll call vote tonight because I don't have the new members in here yet, and so that would be a problem. Councilmember Schuler.
Yes.
Councilmember Lynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Grant.
Yes.
Councilmember Tortorello.
Yes.
Councilmember Holman.
Yes.
Councilmember Peacock.
Yes.
Mayor Hykela.
Yes.
The vote passes unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Item number 4, election of a representative and an alternate representative to the Association of Central Oklahoma Governments Board of Directors. I'll entertain a motion to nominate Mayor Hykela as a representative and Councilmember Holman as the alternate representative of the Association of Central Oklahoma Governments Board of Directors.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Motion on the floor is to approve the nomination, and I'll entertain a motion to nominate Mayor Hykela as a representative and Councilmember Holman as an alternate representative of the Association of Central Oklahoma Governments Board of Directors. Council members, you may cast your votes.
One more time. Councilmember Schuler.
Yes.
Councilmember Lynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Grant.
Yes.
Councilmember Tortorello.
Yes.
Councilmember Holman.
Yes.
Councilmember Peacock.
Yes.
Mayor Hykela.
Yes,
The motion passes unanimously.
thank you. Item 5, election of a city council member to serve on the Board of Trustees for the City of Norman Retirement System. I'll entertain a motion to nominate Councilmember Foreman to serve on the Board of Trustees for the City of Norman Retirement System.
So moved.
Thank you. The motion on the floor is to approve the nomination of Councilmember Foreman to serve on the Board of Trustees for the City of Norman Retirement System. Council members, you may cast your votes.
Councilmember Schuler.
Yes.
Councilmember Lynn.
Yes.
Councilmember Grant.
Yes.
Councilmember Tortorello.
Yes.
Councilmember Holman.
Yes.
Councilmember Peacock.
Yes.
Mayor Hykela.
Yes.
The motion passes unanimously.
Item 6, Resolution R 2223, TAC 14, extending appreciation to Lee Hall for serving as ward council member in Norman, Oklahoma. I need a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Motion on the floor is to adopt the resolution. Council members, you may cast your votes.
Councilmember Schuler.
Yes.
Councilmember Lynn.
Yes, of course.
Councilmember Grant.
Emphatically yes.
Councilmember Tortorello.
Yes.
Councilmember Holman.
Yes.
Councilmember Peacock.
Emphatically yes as well.
Mayor Mayor Hykela. I knew I'd have one mess up tonight, so you got to give me one.
But I say
Mayor Hykela.
Been saying it for 3 years.
The motion passes unanimously.
Just gotta get.
All right. I'll read the resolution. Where is Councilmember Hall?
She is seated right there,
All right.
or standing right there.
Does she come
yeah.
forward? Would you please come forward, Councilmember Hall? A resolution of the Council of the City of Norman, Oklahoma, extending appreciation to Lee Hall for serving as Ward 4 council member in Norman, Oklahoma. Section 1, whereas the health and well-being of any democratic society depends on the active participation of citizens in the affairs of government, and 2, whereas the level of government which is closest to the people is that of city government, and 3, whereas those individuals who seek to run for public office at the municipal level do so out of deep caring and concern for the future of their community and bring their unique talents, values, and abilities to the job. And whereas those individuals who are elected take on the responsibility to establish public policy and to meet the challenge of complex issues and problems to the best of their abilities. And whereas these public officials assume a demanding task to establish an understanding of the issues, and they do so in addition to work and family responsibilities and demands. And whereas Lee Hall was appointed by City Council to represent Ward 4 on September 10th, 2019, to fill the unexpired vacancy left by Bill Hickman and later ran unopposed in the 2020 council election, and whereas during her time on city council, Lee Hall served on many committees, concentrating her efforts on historic preservation, Center City form-based code, homelessness, and the Neighborhood Alliance, and her accomplishments will be recognized for many years to come. And whereas she researched and studied each item on the agenda, was prepared and ready with questions or comments, and will be remembered for her advocacy for protection of neighborhoods. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Norman, Oklahoma, that the Council of the City of Norman, on behalf of the entire citizenry of Norman, commends and extends appreciation to Lee Hall for her service in this community as council member for Ward 4, and wish her well in future endeavors. Please recognize Councilmember Hall. Next item on the agenda is council for farewells, those persons that are leaving council. Oh, that's farewells for Lee. Okay. But she's not here, so she cannot comment. Oh, it's for seated council to make comments about Lee or anybody else. We'll pick with Councilmember Schuler.
We've always got to start down here. I normally have a buffer with Councilmember Studley, but I had the opportunity to say a few words last week. Was it last week, 2 weeks ago? Time moves very fast and slow when you're on council, lots of things that are happening, but I had a few words to say to Councilmember Hall. I don't know if people really understand the level of commitment that she gave to her position on city council over the last 3 years, and what it really takes to kind of sit up here and do this job in a really committed, thoughtful fashion. And it's really challenging to put into words what she has personally meant to me as an incoming council member who was also appointed originally and kind of getting thrown into the situation in kind of not a normal way. She welcomed me during virtual meetings where we weren't seated up here yet. She offered to kind of check in. She showed me the ropes. And it can be really isolating sometimes to feel like you don't really know what you're doing, what is the path forward, what is the protocol. And she made it really her mission to shepherd kind of all of us new council members through that process. And she was always someone who was an open door, just a phone call away. I'm trying not to get emotional. I see that the tissues have been put out here. But she, like it said in her resolution, always did her homework and was fiercely committed to Ward 4, but not just Ward 4, but to the betterment of this community as a whole. And I know that she is stepping off of her role here, but she has assured us that we are not losing her as an advocate for our community, and she is just going to get more involved in the core issues that she cares really deeply about. And I just am so thankful that I got to know you and to really call you my friend. So thank you for everything. Don't do that. I thought I was going to get through this. So thank you so much for your commitment, your dedication to this community, but also your dedication to us as people. So thank you.
Down the row. Well, I just want to say I appreciate you and your effort. I appreciate anybody that puts themselves out here to do this community service. It's always a tough gig, but you poured your heart into it and put the work into it. The issues that you were concerned about, you dug deep into them, I assure you. And even though we might not agree on everything, there's many times I tried to sway her with chocolate. It didn't really work, but just know that I appreciate you for your effort that you put in here to the city.
Thank you, Lee. For those who don't know, I actually sat on the interim committee seat, like with Lee. They picked her. Somebody asked me whenever it came up for election if I was going to run against her, and I was perfectly fine, like even donated money to her campaign. And she was so helpful while I was campaigning too. Just again, to reiterate what Councilmember Schuler said, she really was down to show us the ropes, kind of informative about Ward 4, but also the processes to keep your eye on, like going to all the committees. I feel like the transfer of power has been so informative. I've learned some good habits from her, and I hope to carry them on. And like she said, she's not going anywhere. So I'm so grateful she'll be a resource in our community to reach out to. Thank you so much, Lee.
Hey, Lee. Not much we can say from last week when we said our goodbyes. And, you know, Carol Dillingham, our mutual friend, you know, she coached me through the entire process. And, you know, she asked me to give you a call. And we tried several times. And that second and the third time, we did connect. And it was a good thing we did connect because, you know, this is a job that is like a fire hose that is put down your throat. There's so much information out there that we rely on you and people who've been on council for all this time to fill in the blanks that, you know, what happened, why'd you guys vote this way? So I appreciate everything you've done for the council. I've appreciated our phone calls, answering my questions, walking me through your processes and your thoughts. I think we agreed like 80% of the time, and the other 20%, you know, it was spirited, but I do respect that you stood your ground, and that's what we can ask of any council member who takes the time, really, to put themselves out and put everything out in public, get up here every week to do this job and represent your ward as you did. And I can say, you know, you did represent your ward extremely well. So I thank you for your friendship and answering my questions, and I will miss you.
So I've been on the council now for a little over 9 years, which is really hard for me to believe. And I've served with over 30 different council members, multiple council members from every ward, and now with 4 different mayors in that time span. And that's just to give you all an idea of how much turnover there actually is on this council. It's quite a bit. And with the complex issues that we have to deal with, especially in a city this size, I could say it could be very difficult for the council to really tackle those issues when there isn't a lot of continuity and there's a lot of changeover. So I'm hopeful with the new faces that we are going to be able to come together as a council, as a community, and work to address the issues, the real serious issues that affect all of us, and it's going to take all of us to really solve them. And so I appreciate Councilmember Hall, I appreciate Bria Clark, and I appreciate everybody that I've ever served with up here for being willing to put themselves out here, to put their family, to put their business, all those things on the line for $100 a month. And a heartache sometimes when you're dealing with complex issues, and sometimes the answer that you have isn't good, whether it be yes or no. Sometimes it's just the least harmful in your mind of the decision that you're going to have to make. So I appreciate all of you that have served. I appreciate my new colleagues for their willingness to step up and do this as well, and I'm looking forward to the future ahead for Norman. Thank you.
So I once asked a constituent what I could do to grow and improve as a council member, and they simply just said, be more like Lee Hall. I mean, to me, that single quote is a testament to the standard of excellence you've brought to this office and the positive impact you've had in our community. I think it goes without saying that you're going to be greatly missed up here, and now we're tasked, the monumental task of getting the same effort out of 9 council members that we got out of 1 Lee Hall. It's no short order, that's for sure. They definitely don't make them like you every day. So having worked side by side with you has been one of the great honors and privileges of my life, and I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you for pouring into me as a friend and as a council member, and ultimately, most importantly, showing me that you can never go wrong by doing what's right.
Councilmember, we didn't obviously work together much, but we got to know each other a little bit while I was campaigning. And I very much appreciate what you have done. As many have said, service, no matter what, is a labor of love. It's not anything that you do for any kind of money. And your dedication to your people, to the ward, to the city, to the state of Oklahoma is greatly appreciated by me. God bless you. Is there any, well, what I'd like to do is thank everybody for being here. This is a wonderful turnout. I hope that there are many times that you're coming down here and doing business with the city of Norman and observing what we do, and so that we are doing the things that we need to do for you. If there's nothing else, this meeting is adjourned.